Ahoy, Waste to Water Sports crew, and a jolly good morning. This game, of course, over in Argentina between Los Pumas and the All Blacks. 7 a.m. start for me. Crazy thing. Knee crumbler, ahoy, mate. Let me guess. All Blacks to win 1,200 to 0. Geordie Aussie, ahoy, mate. Have you slept yet? I did have myself a sneaky little sleep in between the Springboks game and this one. Speaking of the Springboks game, for those who were here for it, thank you, first and foremost. But secondly, what a game, hey? 22 points to 0. The Springboks were leading the Wallabies after about 15 minutes of game time. The Wallabies ultimately went on to win 38-22. What a turnaround. I can't recall the last time I was part of something like that. It was a sight to behold. It was such a fun game to call. After a disastrous start where all looked lost, they just slowly but surely clawed their way back into it. And it just goes to show what we, of course, all already knew. And I'm sure they do too. And that's why they kept fighting to the very end. Rugby is an 80-minute game. They could have called time. We were actually saying at the time, just as a piss take, of course, we were just mucking around and saying at 22-0 after 15 minutes, we're like, stop the fight. Stop the fight. Pull the plug. She's over. But no, the Wallabies never gave up. No more points in the match for the Springboks. And they are on top of the Rugby Championship for the time being, at least. It's now over to the All Blacks to see what they can do. Now, we were talking a little bit about maybe an Argentinian ambush. I think that goes out the window now. I think the Wallabies have done the All Blacks a gigantic favor in one respect, but they've done them a terrible disservice in another aspect. It's not up to the Wallabies to do the All Blacks any favors, of course, but think about it. The All Blacks, there'll be no complacency now coming into this game, if there was any to begin with, because they'll have seen what's happened. They'll have heard about what's happened. Wow, the Wallabies carved up the Springboks. We've got to make sure that we're completely on our game. On the flip side of the coin, though, at least the All Blacks don't have to play the Springboks for a few weeks. But, I mean, I just think losing to the Wallabies will now make the Springboks even more determined when they come up against the All Blacks to make sure they get the victory there. I mean, there would be no more telling statement to the rest of the world that, hey, we're back, if they put a spanking on the All Blacks. Dan, ahoy, mate. Welcome back. You're back to have a heart attack for the next few hours. No. No heart attacks. Just some nice, cool beverages and a jolly good time. You know what? I know it is 7 a.m. for me, but you know what I always say? It's 5 p.m. somewhere. There actually used to be a website dedicated to that. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Countdown, timer, clock, whatever you want to call it. Close up here of Rico Ioane. Now, we saw the passion from the Springboks earlier on. We're seeing a very similar look here from the All Blacks. I don't know how that bodes anymore. Is that a good sign or a bad sign, considering what happened in South Africa? Yes, Freon, shout out. Ahoy, mate. Welcome back. Ready for another fun couple of hours of rugby action. Same game multi in this one. You can see down the bottom of the screen there, I've gone for the All Blacks to win outright. No margins, no overs, unders, just outright win. Will Jordan and Cody Taylor are my go-to boys when it comes to All Blacks matches. I pretty much always have them in my same game multis. I've gone for them again, anytime try. And we rounded out. I couldn't split Argentina. They're a funny old team, especially when it comes to games against the All Blacks. I've got no idea where they might score their tries from. All I know is that they're likely to score some. So let's just combo up a couple of variations there for Argentina and put them in a combo, either to score a try. And yeah, that would be through Lucio Cinti, their outside center, or Juan Cruz Malia out the back there. I contemplated. Here we go. I'll tell you this so that you can all have a laugh and give me an uppercut. Like, I'll give myself an uppercut if this proves it to be the way that it plays out. But I thought about Julian Montoya, the Argentinian hooker. So we'll see. That one might come back to haunt me. So that was my choice, Julian Montoya, or to go the combo with the two outside backs. I ended up going the combo with the outside backs. So let's see. Let's watch that one come back to bite me. Guaranteed. Kickoff not far away. Well, actually, the haka not far away. Argentina, the home side, belting out their anthem. Up the Waz. This game is in Australia anyway. I'm not sure about anywhere else in the world, but this game in Australia is live and exclusive on Stan Sport. Dan says it's 10 p.m. there, a perfect time. We usually have the rugby on at a perfect time, but that is, of course, the nature of rugby union being worldwide. We have to adapt to all different time zones. This is a very long national anthem. Lots of pride, lots of passion, though, from the Argentinian fans. Now they line up to face the haka. Which haka will it be? I've got a feeling it will be a traditional one. Come on, the Argies. Back to the Australia and Argentina double. Holy hell. I bet that will be paying a pretty penny. Well, the Wallabies already with the victory, of course. Can Argentina pull off this weekend of upsets? It really has been a weekend of upsets, hasn't it? Just across all codes, across all sports. There's been some big results. The All Blacks line up for the haka now. What's it going to be? I called the traditional kamate. They might be. There's little Damien McKenzie. Oh, he's so tiny. Jakaila, ahoy there. Well, the All Blacks have decided to go for Kapawango. And traditionally, that means they mean business. There'll be no taking the Argentinians lightly here today. Stern faces coming from the other side of halfway. I talk about it all the time. I miss the old days when teams were allowed to confront the haka. France were amazing at it all the time. France would get face to face with the All Blacks, accept the challenge. But now they're also concerned about tensions boiling over and the teams coming to fisticuffs, that they keep them separated. Growing up in England, I remember seeing it growing up and being mesmerized. Talking about the haka over there, double underscore in the TikTok chat. All right, let's go. Los Pumas versus the All Blacks. Argentina have provided an upset before. Can they do it again? Pierre Brousset from France is the official assistant referee, Nick Berry. Some tactics early on here from Argentina. They've gone straight into a huddle after the haka. It's often been a theory that the haka just elevates New Zealand in the initial stages of a contest. So teams have tried to find all sorts of fun and unique ways to just slow the game down, slow the pace down, and try and take that advantage away from them. I don't know that anybody's really found a successful formula for that. And it's the All Blacks who will be kicking off. Beauden Barrett in the number 10 jersey. Somebody was asking if this is the frontline All Black squad. I mean, it's a pretty strong-looking squad. I don't think they've done Argentina any favors here. As the home side sets up inside their 22. Mr. Ed's dead. Ahoy, mates. Garcia goes in and digs it out, and the box kick will be incoming. Argentina clear up towards halfway. It's not going to find touch. Contestable ball in the air. Batted back, but ultimately lost forward now by Argentina. And we will get our first scrum of the game. Nice and early. How are you, Mr. Ed's dead? I've got to update the... Oh, have I lost my scoreboard? Hang on. I've got a whole bunch of updating to do here. This game's got underway. Go. Not that there's been any points yet, of course. A minute into the game and our first scrum. They bind. Let's see if there's any dominance early. No, we have a scrum reset. Geordie Aussie, you like the 60s and 70s haka the best. Scotty Razor Robertson either hasn't sat down yet or he's already finding himself up on his feet. I completely understand. I like a good stand-up myself. What it's all about. Nothing beats a good stand when you're watching the footy. Scrum resets. Ratama feeds. The All Blacks look to put a big drive on the front rows collapse. But the ball's out. Play on we go. Geordie Barrett out the back to Beauden. Beauden's bumped off the ball after throwing the pass. And the All Blacks look to attack out wide early on, just like we saw from the Springboks in the earlier game. Barrett now kicks through. It sits up inside the 22. And Malia at the back sends it on down the line to the left. And City will clear, but we've got a whistle. The referee's blown the whistle. And he's called a forward pass. We come back for the penalty. I talked about Beauden Barrett being knocked off the ball after the pass. Well, he's obviously got word from his assistant referee. So that's gone a long way back. They can have a crack at 3 here if they want, the All Blacks. It's a long way out. 40 meters. They are going to have a shot. 15 or so in from that far touchline. 40 meters back. The All Blacks with the first opportunity of points. And yeah, that was silly there from Chocoberes. It was a late hit. There were no arms. And you don't want to see anybody get sent off if you can help it, but there might have been just cause there for a yellow card. Beauden Barrett lines this one up. First opportunity for points. Strikes it well, puts it on target, puts it down the middle. All Blacks lead 3-0, and that is a great start with the boot for Bodie. And a solid start for the visitors. 3-0. Slight hush has fallen over the stadium with the early points. Argentina get us back underway. All Blacks told to use Fletcher Newell. Tucks it under the shoulder. Takes it into contact. Told to use again. Box kick here from Ratama. Sends it up to halfway. Well, tries to send it up to halfway. Doesn't get a very good angle on it. Line out here for Argentina. About 30 out from the All Blacks line. Good opportunity. Montoya throws to the middle. Ball is secured. Here they come now. Quick hands and a nice wraparound from Albornoz. Well defended by the All Blacks in midfield, but penalty advantage now to Argentina. They tow it through, and it goes into touch. We'll come back for the penalty, and here will be a chance to lock the scores up. Thomas Albornoz on the wraparound. And Argentina points straight to poles. They'll have a crack at the 3. Geordie Aussie says this is the Rugby Challenge for commentators. So there you go. This is a very similar looking kick, actually. A couple of meters closer to the post, but ultimately the same spot as Beauden Barrett put his over. Albornoz moves in. He strikes his. It's hooking, though. It's curling. It's off the upright. Bouncing back into the field of play. And it's taken down by Artie Sarvea. Back to Barrett to clear. Geordie this time. Sends it up over halfway, but doesn't find touch. So an early miss here for Argentina. They still have the ball. Taj, thank you very much for the heart me over there on TikTok. Cheers, mate. As Montoya bobbles the ball, gets it back. Oviedo, as the All Blacks walk straight over the top, and a penalty advantage. All Blacks get the turnover. They just didn't commit. Did Argentina. They did not commit to the ruck. And the All Blacks just walked straight over the top. Seven minutes gone. And it's 3-0. Barrett with the touch finder. It's a good one. They're going to have a 5-meter attacking line out, and this brings Cody Taylor right into play. Gamer Mel, ahoy there. Well, the strange thing is, Gamer Mel, in all honesty, and I'm not saying that any of you guys on YouTube were lying. I know that you weren't. The sound was never not working. It was the most bizarre thing. There was nothing wrong at all. It's just for some reason, completely at random, YouTube decided, not tonight, pal, as Cody Taylor breaks off the back of the maul. Another pick and go. The All Blacks are a meter short. Ratama digs it out. Gives it up for Fletcher Newell. Fletcher Newell goes close. Still here for the Blacks. Just to the left of the post they are. Still a meter out. Geordie Barrett goes out for Jordan. Fires the Harbour Bridge ball over the top for Sevu Reece. And Sevu Reece untouched out wide. All Blacks up 8-0. What a fast start this has been. They're looking good, but let's remember what happened to the Springboks. Fantastic start from the All Blacks, though, not waiting for a penalty advantage. Devon Reese does extremely well to hold on to that ball in the first place. The pass was a little high. He had to reach up for it. But it was enough. 9 minutes gone, 8 points to 0. And if Beauden Barrett puts this one over from the sideline, the All Blacks will be racing the clock here. Barrett hooks it off to the left. It starts to curl back around, though. Hits the upright and bounces over. It looked for all money like it was going to curl away, but it starts to bend back in. Hits the post and goes over. And the All Blacks lead 10-0. 10 minutes gone. They're matching the game time. Argentina with a quick restart. Sending it inside the 22. Taken by Ioane. Rico Ioane back out on the wing. Billy Proctor getting a start in the centres. All Blacks told to use it. Ratimer with the box kick clearance. Sends this one up towards the halfway line. But on the angle, he's only been given touch short of the 40. He's not happy about it. He's having words with the touchy. Said, I was a little bit further up than that, surely. Give me a break, huh? 10-0, 10.5 minutes gone. Montoya with the throw for the home side. Taking his time, just slowing down the pace. Goes to the front. Argentina secure it. Montoya on the wraparound at the back of the maul. Sends it into midfield for Chocoberes. Now some space almost opens up around the ruck. Garcia goes again down the short side. Knocked backwards. All Blacks pile in over the top. They've walked over the top again, the All Blacks. Argentina slow to get to the ruck. Barrett changes directions. Puts the kick in over the top, and it's taken on the full inside the 22. Argentina now put the ball high. And reclaimed nicely there by Del Guy. Garcia goes on another little scurry. Some slick hands by the forwards. And they're back in All Blacks territory. Albornoz sending it out wide to the right. All Blacks. Ruadi Salvea look to counter ruck. Again, Argentina need to start committing numbers to these rucks, or it's going to be a long old night for them. And a cheeky little knock on at the back of the ruck will give the All Blacks the scrum down on halfway. And it's just not happening at the moment here for Argentina. Just not happening. All Black scrum on halfway. Out enthusing the home side at the moment. Twelve and a half minutes gone. 10 points to 0. They can look to attack here from halfway. Scrum sets. Very solid. It's out quickly. Savea breaks away at the back. He's got Beauden Barrett with Proctor. The cutout pass for Reese. Reese kicks through, looking for the ball himself. But it's taken by Argentina. Del Guy inside the 22. The All Blacks again walk straight over the top. Argentina failing to secure the ball. But they've come in from the side on this occasion. And it's a penalty to Argentina. They just couldn't resist the temptation there, the All Blacks. But again, at ruck time, the All Blacks just marching straight over the top. They got it a little bit wrong on this occasion. But it's becoming a little bit concerning for Argentina at how easily the All Blacks are just walking over the top of them. Severis just in from the side there. Argentina up towards halfway, or just beyond, actually. A little chip over the top. They chase through and need the bounce. They get the bounce. Chocobatas offloads. Argentina now inside the All Blacks red zone. Garcia at the back here for Albonos. Garcia goes quickly. A pick and go. Argentina edging ever closer now. 10 meters out. 5 out now in front of the post. The All Blacks defense holds firm. Low ball, but still there for Argentina. Rubiolo with the pick and go. Delgado has a crack. All Blacks in over the top of this one, but a nice clean out from Argentina. They're a meter out right in front of the sticks. Keeping it in tight. Now they get their penalty advantage. All Blacks are offside. Numbers out to the left. They're going to keep it in tight, though, Argentina. A fresh penalty advantage. It's on out to the left if they can get numbers there. Garcia tries to go, but it's a loose pass. Malia has to reset. Now they come back to the center. Nice offload. Harbour Bridge ball over the top here for Iskro. And it's a try for Rodrigo Iskro. Argentina have hit back. Playing under penalty advantage. Not afraid to throw it around. 10 points to 5 with the kick to come. That's a big moment there for the home side. Rodrigo Iskro. Fantastic work. And a little bit of a wake-up call, perhaps, for the All Blacks. Or will it be the moment that sparks Argentina on to a massive upset? Dan says that Iskro was good for Harlequins in the past season. Amazing sevens player. As Albornoz from out wide missed with his earlier penalty shot, puts this one over from the sideline. 10 points to 7 with 16 minutes gone. And if you thought this was going to be easy, think again. Wait a minute, I thought he kicked it. I haven't. There we go. Scoreboard's changed now. I thought he kicked it. 10-7. All Blacks go short with the restart. They bat the ball back. And here they come. Beauden Barrett sends it out wide for Proctor. Proctor to Jordan. Jordan straightens. Takes the line on. Oh, that's frustration there from Vivas. He knows he's done dirty there. Reaching out over the ruck and batting the ball down out of the number 9's hands. You can't do that. And that is a gift for the All Blacks. And a yellow card as well. Well, as soon as he did it, you could see the frustration. He rocked his head back and threw his arms up, frustrated at himself. The big prop, Maiko Vivas. He knew as soon as he did it, oh, crap. I've done myself in here. And he has a sit down for 10 minutes. Yellow card. Just couldn't resist the urge as Barrett puts this one into touch. 10 meters out, line out throw. All Blacks go to the back, uncontested ball. The rolling maul is set. Now Cody Taylor sends it out for Ratimer. Ratimer to Proctor, who spills it out the back. Beauden Barrett has it. And he just settles things down. 22 meters out. All Blacks spill the ball in contact. Big defense from Argentina. No advantage. Knock on. And it'll be a scrum down to Argentina inside their own 22. Odd popper, ahoy, mate. Dan asks, what do you think of the All Blacks in the fluorescent boots? Well, I've always had the theory, why would you want anything to make yourself stand out? I mean, it seems to be a style, right? Because even a lot of the Argentinian players have them. It must be some sort of sponsorship thing, perhaps. But I've always said, why would you want anything to make yourself stand out to the referees? You kind of want to blend in, don't you? But I suppose if everybody's wearing them, if everybody's wearing the bloody things, then yeah, you do kind of blend in, don't you? Odd Poppage, you've been out for a walk. You forgot about the ruggers. Oh, blasphemy. You can't forget about the rugby. 10 points to 7. The All Blacks lead. 18 minutes gone in this game. Drum down for Argentina. Let me just put it this way, Dan, regarding the boots. It's certainly not very traditional, is it? I mean, I can imagine some of the old players from the 60s and 70s and the 80s, they'd be squirming at the sight of this. Argentina clear from inside the 22, finding touch up on halfway. The nice clearance from Albanos. 19 and a half gone, and Argentina certainly not disgracing themselves here with this performance. Taylor throws to the middle of the line out. Ball secured by Scott Barrett, and now Sevu Reece winds up in midfield. All Blacks right on halfway. Ratama digs it out. Barrett switches direction, kicks in behind the Argentinian backs, and it's going to dribble into the dead ball area. Sits up in the end goal. It just pulls up, and we'll have a goal line dropout. Quarter of the way through the contest. All Blacks up by 3. Very, very small in-goal area here in Argentina. Albanos goes deep with the restart. Up over halfway, taken on the full by Jordan at the back, and he's got Artie Salvea with him. Big Artie brings it back to the 40 meters line. All Blacks can reload here. Jordan in at first receiver to Geordie Barrett. Loose pass at the back of Ioane. Knocked back, says the referee, but puts Beauden Barrett under a lot of pressure. Argentina now pile in, drive over the top of this ball, and seal off. Well, they did it so well until the very end, where they went off their feet and crawled over to seal off the ball, handing the All Blacks a penalty. They did everything right initially. 6 minutes left in the sin bin for Mako Vivas. The All Blacks, can they take advantage of this extra man? They've got 6 minutes to do something, and they've now got a line-out throw on Argentina's 22. Throw goes to the front of the line-out, uncontested. Ratama to Geordie in midfield. Proctor out the back for Beauden. Now Jordan's up in the line. Kicks through. In behind Albanos. Sits up in the end goal. Albanos gets away from the kick chase. Clears it upfield. There's nobody at home here for the All Blacks. It bounces up on halfway. Artie Salvea has tracked back for it. And he's got Geordie Barrett with him. But Argentina have repelled the All Blacks all the way back to the halfway line. Brilliant work there from Thomas Albanos. And now Scott Barrett loses it backwards. Or Fabian Holland, sorry. And the All Blacks have now lost even more territory. Argentina turn it over. And here's a big opportunity. Rubiolo up the middle. Still 5 minutes left for Vivas in the bin. Cutout pass goes over the top, and not expecting it out there was Iskro, who loses it into touch. The All Blacks will get the line-out throw. Argentina defending well, determined to keep their try line intact while Vivas is in the bin. And an injury stoppage here. Yeah, Dan, I think it is Adidas. Adidas, however you want to pronounce it. They all had the same boots against France. Maybe they look better in all black. I mean, it's clearly a design choice. For whatever reason, they've decided, yep, this is the look. Yeah, I don't quite get it myself. But then again, I'm a traditionalist. Love the collars. Let's turn our focus away from the boots and to the jerseys. I love the collars. It's old school. It's traditional. It just feels right. Bring back the collar. 23 minutes gone in this one. 10-7. All Blacks now with the line-out throw. Taylor goes to the front. Argentina compete. Holland brings it down. Karifi pops it over the top for Savia, who carries to halfway. Rudama back to Karifi. Beauden Barrett finds space out wide to the right. Jordan steps off the right boot and goes straight through. He's got Ruttimer on the inside, draws in the fullback, and Cortez Ruttimer scores. 15 points to 7, kick to come. They've taken advantage of the extra man. It was simple, but effective. Will Jordan, stepping off that right boot, bamboozles the defense. Shows patience, draws in the fullback, and unleashes Ruttimer under the sticks. (15-7). The kick to come from right in front. Beauden Barrett does not mess about. Puts it over, and the All Blacks back out by 10. 3 minutes left in the bin for Vivas. James, the Ahoy mate, James Tyre. I can't believe the Wallabies pulled the greatest comeback. I know, right? It was insane. Raphael Kibblewhite says, can't believe Australia beat South Africa this morning. An unbelievable comeback. We were talking about it at the top of this stream. 22 points to 0. South Africa were leading Australia after about 15 minutes. And then it was all one-way traffic to the visitors. 38-22, they ended up winning. Quite a remarkable game as the All Blacks take the restart here. Ruttimer out to Beauden Barrett, who chips over the top, a shallow kick, but it's read well at the back by Albanos. Argentina ball. Not sure about that tactic there from Beauden. Oviedo holds on, and Argentina seal off at the ruck time again, going off their feet. Pedro Delgado this time, the guilty party. And a penalty to the All Blacks. 1.5 minutes left in the bin for Vivas. Argentina, they can't afford to leak any more points with the man in the bin. (17-7), 26 minutes gone. Barrett with the touch finder. Sends it up over halfway. All Blacks line out throw incoming. Taylor throws to the middle. Argentina compete, but late. Ruttimer with the double pump out the back to nobody. And diving on the loose ball here, Argentina. They go quickly. Garcia down the left for Albanos to kick through. Nobody at the back. Will Jordan takes it half a meter out from his own try line. He clears up towards halfway, bounces it into touch. Argentina keep it in the field of play. The high ball and chase through. Bounces forward off Jordy Barrett. Knock on advantage here to Argentina. Bremer. 40 meters out in midfield. Garcia spills it backwards. No advantage, says the referee. We'll come back for that knock on. A scrum down to Argentina. And that should wind the clock down. And they'll be back to a full complement. Mako Vivas back onto the field. Raphael Kibblewhite says, I have to say, Australia are looking very different this year and more dangerous. Well, as a Crusaders fan, I'd have to put that down to James O'Connor. The James O'Connor factor for the game tonight, anyway. I noticed in the post-match interview as well, James O'Connor, he's picking up that Kiwi accent just a little bit. Little hint of it. Kaya, ahoy there. Or Kaya. Chocobaras off the back of the scrum, loses the ball. It's a penalty, though, to Argentina. Tackled off the ball, I believe, will be the call here. But it's a penalty right out in front. 40 meters out, right in front. They could take the 3 here and make it a 7-point ball game. Kaya says, hey, I'm a big fan and I am an up-and-coming women's union player from New Zealand. Oh, very nice. What position do you play? Well, the penalty here is actually for a tip tackle. Rico Ioane with the lifting tackle. And Argentina are going to have a shot at 3 here. It's right in front. It's a gift 3 points. Well, theoretically, he missed his last one, didn't he? Albanos failed with his first attempt at penalty goal, but he nailed a conversion from the sideline. And it's funny how that happens, isn't it? You get a kick from right out in front. I used to find this as well. I used to find it all the time. It's like, because if you have a kick from the sideline, you're sort of like, oh, well, people are probably expecting you to miss anyway, so who cares? So you step up and you nail it. When the kick's from right in front, you start to think a little bit more because you're like, geez, I'm going to look like a goose if I miss this. So you start thinking a little bit more about it and you put pressure on yourself. But Albanos puts this one right down the middle, and it is 17 points to 10. 10 minutes left until the halftime break. Argentina taking the fight here to the All Blacks. Barrett gets us back underway. Jordy Barrett chases through. Tries to bat it back, but Argentina come down with the ball. Just outside their own 22 now. Told to use it. Garcia with the box kick. Oh, he gets shoved after he gets the kick away. And this will be a penalty to Argentina. Ill discipline here from the All Blacks. Silliness there from the visitors. Completely unnecessary. Michelle, ahoy there. Yeah, what a game. What a comeback. Wow. We keep talking about it, but it was such an occasion. It's such an occasion worth talking about. The earlier game in the Rugby Championship, of course, for those who aren't aware, 22 points to 0. The Springboks were leading the Wallabies after 15 minutes. We were calling it during the stream. 15 minutes in, 22-0 down. I'm saying stop the fight. Pull the plug. She's over. And then the Wallabies just slowly but surely kept digging away, chipping away at the lead. 38 unanswered points to win. Argentina throw to the middle. Matera takes it. The rolling maul is set. The rolling maul marching forward here for Argentina. Artie Sarvea steals it. Sarvea brings it back up towards halfway. Well, how did he sneak through there and take that one? Quick hands now for Geordie Barrett. Onto Proctor. Proctor goes out to Ioane. Rico Ioane stepping back in field. Chopped down just inside Argentina's half. Ratama goes quickly for Holland. Short pass from Bowden Barrett. And Ethan de Groot. Well, we've got the TMO is in the air. Forward pass is called. Well, Dan in the chat room said that looked forward. And you see, in rugby union, the TMO can rule on forward passes, which is just amazing. Rugby League, take note. And the TMO has got in the air of the official forward pass. It is. And we've got an injury stoppage here. Marcos Kremer down in back play for Argentina, the big lumberjack. Oh, he's in a world of hurt there, Marcos. Judging by his reaction, could be his night. The medic spending a lot of time with him. Oh! No wonder, too, because he has fallen backwards. His ankle has dug into the turf, and the human body is not meant to bend that way. Not when you're a 6'5" rugby player, anyway. I've seen contortionists do a lot worse, but yeah. Big Marcus Kremer is not meant to be falling that way. And that will most certainly be his night done. Juan Martin Gonzalez gets up and he warms up on the sideline, ready to come onto the field. Oh, that was nasty. Well, they're taping him up. And he looks like he's going to troop on here. The big fellow. You probably don't want your flanker to be having ankle issues, though. If they can justify the substitute, I'd probably be bringing him off. But he gets taped up, and yes, he is heading for the sideline now, is he? No, he's coming over to the scrum. Well, what a unit. What an absolute unit. Marcos Kremer. But anyway, we'll see if he carries any sort of disadvantage with that as the game progresses. 17-10. All Blacks over Argentina here. 32.5 minutes gone. Scrum down just inside the All Blacks half. Will Jordan lurking out the back there in case there's a turnover. The scrum sets and a free kick now to Argentina. An early drive from the All Blacks. They tap and go quickly. Oviado loses the ball now, and an illegal clean out gives a penalty to the All Blacks. Argentina ill-disciplined at ruck time, and they're paying the price. The referee is all over them at ruck time, and he's not afraid to blow the whistle. Bowden Barrett finding touch. 10 meters into Argentina's half. Oh, yeah, some pretty blatant there. Pablo Matera cleaning out way past the ruck on Karifi. Clear-cut penalty, that one. Cody Taylor throws to the back, uncontested. Brought down by Tupo Vai. All Blacks in possession. Taylor breaks away down the short side. Ruttimer throws it out the back to nobody, and it's been scooped up by Delgado, but he can't hold on, the big man. Another knock on here against Argentina. Scrum down for the All Blacks. 34 minutes gone. 3 handling errors apiece. It feels like it's been a lot more than that, to be honest. Another scrum to go down. This time, the All Blacks with the feed. But Argentina, they're hanging in here. They're hanging in this fight. They could so easily have folded early on. But they stayed in the contest, and I think they'll be very happy going into the halftime break should the scores remain somewhat similar to this. Imagine, though, Argentina intercept try right now off the back of this scrum. Intercept try. Send us into halftime all locked up at 17 apiece. Big shove here from the All Blacks. Scrum goes down. The scrum's been dragged down by Argentina, says the referee. Penalty advantage. So there goes my intercept try theory. No advantage as Billy Proctor seals off. And Beauden Barrett now clutching his leg down in back play. Penalty here for the All Blacks. Beauden Barrett steps up. Puts it into touch nicely. 10 meters out from the line. All Blacks. Are they close enough? I need a wide shot. See if Cody Taylor comes into play here. No, they're not. 15 meters out. It's a bit too far for a rolling maul. Taylor throws to the front, uncontested. They're going to have a go, though. The rolling maul is set. Cody Taylor's got it at the back. Penalty advantage as Argentina drag it down. Savia breaks away from the back of the ruck. 10 meters out here, the All Blacks. Penalty advantage. Geordie Barrett with the grubber kick through. Dived on by Argentina. No advantage. Back for the penalty. Odd Poppet says, Dan, it must be stupid o'clock for you down under. Well, it's 8 a.m. Barrett puts it into touch, and they're a lot closer this time. 5-meter line-out throw. Now Cody Taylor comes right into play for my same-game multi. Taylor throws to the middle. Scott Barrett claims it. Rolling maul is set. Sarvea's got it at the moment, though. Artie's got it. They're crossed over the line. Referee awards the try, and I think you'll find Artie Sarvea comes up with this one. He couldn't have just handed it back. Cody Taylor was right up his butt. He couldn't have just handed it off back to Cody Taylor. Anyway, the rolling maul, they got close enough this time. Artie Sarvea. Gets the ball to ground. $22 points to 10 with the kick to come. Beauden Barrett, 5 in from touch, takes it back to the 22-meter line, 3 from 3 tonight. So the fact that I've even raised that as a stat means he probably misses this one. No, he puts it right down the middle. Beauden Barrett's on fire with the boot tonight. And the All Blacks lead 24 points to 10, approaching half-time. We talk about it in all the games. For those who come and join me on a regular basis, you're probably sick of hearing about it. The championship minutes. Those 5 minutes before and 5 minutes after halftime, the championship minutes. The All Blacks have done it once again. Coming away with points. 2 minutes until the break. Ruttimer has it at the back. Ball was out. They have to play on quickly. Scott Barrett drives it forward. Reed Nichols, ahoy, mate. Savea, the try scorer. Wasn't expecting it. All Blacks lose some ground, but it's still there for them. Ratama with the box kick, sends it upfield from deep inside his own 22. He'll find touch only just outside the red zone. He's not happy again. Cortez Ratama not getting the purchase on those box kicks. And with a minute to go until the break, here's a little opportunity for Argentina. They have the line-out throw. Montoya goes to the front. All Blacks compete. They spoil. Back the ball back. Ratama's got it. Fires it back into the 22 for Bowden Barrett. And Barrett sends it downfield off the left boot. Taken to the back by Iskro. Iskro hands it off to Malia. Puts the kick high. They chase through. Lost forward there by Argentina. Dived on by the All Blacks. And they have the ball secured just outside their own 22. Ratama sends it back for Bowden Barrett to clear again. This time he makes sure of his touch with 10 seconds left until the break. We come back, no advantage. Referee's going to play the knock on, and the All Blacks basically just have to get this scrum right. They don't want to give away a scrum penalty here and give Argentina an opportunity at 3 points right on the stroke of half-time. The siren has sounded. 24-10 to the All Blacks, looking like it's going to be the halftime score. They'll get this one in and out and put it into touch, I should imagine. Find. Set. Ratama feeds. Big drive here from the All Blacks. Solid shove. Penalty advantage. Well, I thought they would just take it into half-time, but they don't. Severis now down the right edge. Steps back in field. Up over halfway he goes. Offloads back for Geordie. Geordie in field for Bowden. Penalty advantage. No, says the referee. We'll come back for it. Penalty to the All Blacks. Scott Barrett's got a choice. 55 meters out, right in front of the post. Is Bowden Barrett going to step up and have a crack here? Geordie Barrett's going to step up. And he's going to kick for the corner. The halftime siren has sounded. Geordie Barrett trying to chew off every possible meter with this. And he finds touch 15 out from the line. The All Blacks, they could have just taken that scrum easy, put it into touch, gone into the halftime break. But no, they're going to have a last crack here. 24-10, halftime siren has sounded. We're 2 minutes into stoppage time here in the first half. The rolling maul is set. Cody Taylor definitely has it at the back this time. But momentum halts. Ratama releases now into Geordie in midfield. Nice offload for Proctor. Proctor lays it back. Ratama darts out of scrum half. 5 meters out, offloads back for Karifi. Karifi tries to crash his way over. The pick and go now from the All Blacks. They're half a meter short. Savea goes again. Rico Ioane's in there. He tries to burrow under. Ratama with the cutout pass for Reese. Reese scoops it up off his ankles and bursts over in the corner for try number 2. Sevu Reese gets a double. The All Blacks score again before the break. It could have been so easy to just win the scrum, their own side of halfway, thump it into touch and take the halftime break. But they always wanted more. They got the penalty advantage from the scrum and they decided to play. And they've ended up with another try. 29-10. Kick to come. Amazing sequence of play. Bowden Barrett from the sideline. 4 from 4 so far tonight. And 4 minutes after the halftime siren, the All Blacks extend their lead with another try. Barrett has got the radar humming nicely tonight. Puts another one over from out wide. And the All Blacks go into the halftime break 31 points to 10. Incredible. What a moment that was. They could easily have just taken it into halftime and said, 24-10, we've done enough. We're happy with that. But they weren't happy with that. They sensed another opportunity to score points. They marched it over 50 meters upfield and took it. 31 points to 10 at the halftime break. The All Blacks, 2 tries inside the last 5 minutes of the first half, has completely swung this game. Pan says that Argentina played better with 14. It really did. That little period of play where Vivas was off the field, Argentina were looking very solid. Outlaw, ahoy mate, rockin' All Blacks. Odd Poppet says the Argies always want to have more. They never get it though. E.B. Williams says we should have dropped off Rico to Ireland on the way to Argentina. Oh, that's a bit harsh. Outlaw says South Africa looked like a kindergarten. Except for the first 15 minutes, right? South Africa looked otherworldly for that opening 15 minutes. And then, well, who knows what happened from that point on. Anyway, 31 points to 10 at halftime here. What do the All Blacks have in store for the second half? Can Argentina answer? Probably a little bit, in some way, a little bit undeserving, I suppose, to be so far behind going into the break. But credit where credit is due to the All Blacks. They took maximum value out of that first half. All right, Wasted Bottle Sports. I'm going to have a quick halftime break myself. We'll be back shortly. Right after this. 31 points to 10 at the halftime break. The All Blacks in what's been a pretty hardcore first half.
You're not hardcore unless you live hardcore.
Odd Poppet says South Africa dominated to begin with, but the Wallabies got a second wind and smoked them. It was crazy. Are we going to see something similar and bizarre? Ulster fan, ahoy there, mate. You're a lifesaver. My dodgy box isn't working. God damn those dodgy boxes. 31 points to 10 at the halftime break. The All Blacks not relenting. A penalty right on the stroke of halftime. Time was up on the clock. They could have just taken the scrum, kicked it into touch, and gone into the halftime break. 24 points to 10 ahead. From their own side of halfway, they said, no, we want more. We're feeling positive here. Penalty advantage from the ensuing scrum. They spread it wide, picked up another penalty. Geordie Barrett puts it into touch 15 metres out, and they come away with a try to send it into halftime. 31 points to 10. How valuable will those 7 points be at the back end of this game? I mean, it could prove to be a decisive factor. If Argentina come out and put up a fight here in the second half, how decisive could that moment be? Ulster fan, did you see the updated world rankings? I haven't seen them myself, but I've heard that Ireland have gone back to the top of the world rugby rankings off the back of that victory for the Wallabies over Argentina, over South Africa. But I don't know if that was just somebody taking the piss. But certainly with the 16-point margin and being at home, South Africa would have dropped a bundle of points. I think the big mover would certainly be the Wallabies, right? They'll take a massive jump up. Mr. Law, 82. Ahoy there, mate. Ulster fan says we're 2, but 1 if Argentina win. There you go. Too hefty says kicking it too much. Seems to be working out all right for them at the moment, though. If you're talking about the All Blacks, of course. There we go. New Zealand, number 1. Ireland, number 2. South Africa dropping down to number 3. Oh, man. I saw the interview with Rassie Erasmus after the game, and he pretty much didn't mince his words. I'll find it. I'll find it here. Rassie Erasmus, post-match interview. I'm embarrassed. We were dog shit. Rassie Erasmus could not hide his disappointment following the Springboks' 38-22 defeat to Australia. There you go. The coach, embarrassed. Justifiably so. South Africa, they should never have had themselves in that position. But anyway, be interesting to see what happens in this one. I wouldn't put it past Argentina to mount some sort of mini fight back here. I just wonder how crucial that 7 points right at the end there. That 7-pointer. How crucial will it be? Or will it ultimately be meaningless? The All Blacks just run away with it anyway. I was surprised by the margin in this one. Not the margin, sorry, the line. My bookie, anyway, had only given the All Blacks a -9, -9.5 on the line. I felt like it would have been a lot more going in. But maybe that's a little testament to Argentina and what we know that they are capable of from time to time. The line for the Wallabies in their game was insane. They definitely covered it, of course. And then some. Odd Poppet over on YouTube. I believe links are just... I think links are just a no-go, Odd Poppet. Yeah. Causa says, how's the bet going? About as well as South Africa. We should have had Cody Taylor. I still can't believe that. Cody Taylor always takes the ball at the back of those rolling mauls. This one time, Artie Savard decides to hold on to it. Mind you, probably a good thing that he did for the All Blacks, because I think Cody Taylor was a little too upright there at the back of the maul and probably ultimately would have been held up. But yes, very unusual to see the ball not make it out the back of the rolling maul to Cody Taylor. The time's running out on that one. Cody Taylor will probably leave the field somewhere around the 57, 60-minute mark. So we've got to get him across the line early in the second half if that multi is to stand any chance. And Will Jordan came up with a try assist rather than bagging one himself. So whilst there's been no ticks, I wouldn't say that we've been a long way off. No worries, Odd Poppets. Yeah, just I think it's best overall to keep links banned in the chat rooms. It does mean that people can't share my own stuff, but I think the trade-off is a fair one. Same game multi hit last night for you, huh? The Hammer, Karapani, and Stags 2+. That would have been a nice one. Especially the Stags 2+. That would have been a nice little multiplier there for the final payout. $31 points to 10 here at the halftime break. All Blacks over Argentina. Second half will be underway momentarily. Can Argentina fight their way back into this contest? Teams are out on the fields. Let's go. Second half. Argentina, you would think, have to be the first to score here in the second 40. There to stand any chance of a comeback. A Wallabies-like comeback into this one. Referee blows the whistle. And off we go. Argentina get us back underway. And it's claimed by Scott Barrett inside the 22. Ratama told to use it. And a good strong carry there from Fletcher Newell. Takes it just outside the 22. Taking the touch finder out of the equation. Ratama with the high box kick. Ioane chasing through. Lost backwards by Argentina on halfway. Ioane looks to drive over the top. Trying to get himself more involved here in the second half already, Rico Ioane. He was pretty quiet in the first half. Argentina now go to ground on the halfway line. Back into midfield. Lost out the back. Chocobatos goes back to collect it. But the All Blacks pile through. Argentina now have to set up 30 out from their own line. They've lost about 20 meters. Garcia controlling it at the back. Sets up the box kick. Puts it up over halfway. Beauden Barrett moves forward. It's been batted back by Argentina. And they have it back on halfway. Montoya lays it back. Garcia fires it over into midfield. Numbers here to the left. The cutout pass hits the chest of Del Guy. Cuts back in field, but the All Blacks defense slides across. Shuts them down. Albanos goes out the back. Well read there by Scotty Barrett. This is big defense early from the All Blacks in the second half. Albanos again goes out the back. Pomalia losing ground. It's like 5 meters forward, 10 meters back here for Argentina at the moment. Garcia told to use. Sets up the box kick, and away it goes, up over halfway. Contestable ball. Jordan gets up above him, loses the ball backwards, and it's play on. Severis in midfield. Ratama sends it back for Barrett to clear. Not looking for distance. He puts it high. Nobody chasing through, and it's an easy take on halfway here for Argentina. Jordy Barrett with a good legs tackle. But it's still there for them. Molina in midfield. Back it goes now for Albanos. Skews it off the side of the boot. And it's no advantage. Penalty to Argentina on halfway. So a frantic start to the second half. High pace opening 2 minutes. Argentina throwing a little caution to the wind early. Albanos. Off the back of the penalty, he finds touch inside the 22. Here's an opportunity. The home crowd starts to come to life. Three and a half minutes into the second half. Big opportunity here. Montoya. Where does he go? He goes to the middle. The All Blacks compete, but they spill the ball. Spoils the line out, but Argentina will get the scrum down. A little bit of push and shove now ensues in back play. The players not hearing the whistle. No, this one's not on KO. Stan Sport have the exclusive rights in Australia to the rugby. $31 to 10. 4.5 minutes gone in the second half. And the referee now just having words with both captains just to calm things down. There was a little bit of push and shove in back play. Nothing in it. They just didn't hear the whistle. That's all. So we come back for the knock on at line-out time against the All Blacks. Scrum down for Argentina. Five minutes gone here in the second half. Delgado, he's a big unit. The front row's very evenly matched. They bind and set. Argentina feed. Garcia's got it at the back. Second shove here from Argentina. They break away down the short side. Oviedo plants it back for Garcia to go again. Here's Vivas. Popped the yellow card in the first half, of course, but Argentina navigated that period nicely. Loose pass is lost forward. Sarvea cleans it up. And now a counter-attack is on for the All Blacks, but Sevu Reece throws the forward pass into touch. And that will be advantage over. They had the overlap, but Sevu Reece just couldn't get the ball clear. The pressure stays on. Another scrum down for Argentina. 6 minutes gone in the second half. Junior Ryder still can't get over the Wallabies win. Oh, it was such an amazing thing to be part of. It really was. I mean, I can understand it must be infuriating for the Springboks supporters, but boy, what a little piece of history to be part of. And to have the privilege of calling it. Amazing stuff, really. What a comeback. Scrum down here for Argentina. Referee says we'll have a reset. Front rows, bring it up. You know what, Junior Ryder, All Black supporter myself, but I've been saying the Wallabies not far off. It might not feel like it sometimes, but it might not be the boldest prediction in the world, but I had said their time's near. They'll get that Bledisloe Cup back in the next couple of years, I reckon. They'll catch us napping. I really think they're not far off. Free kick here for the All Blacks. Early engagement from Argentina. And they've lost their opportunity here momentarily. $31 points to 10, 7.5 gone in the second half. Beauden Barrett thumps it upfield. Doesn't find touch, but he does send it from inside the 22 all the way down to Argentina's 22. Sarvea bats it back. Ratama can't control it. It's towed through by Kremer. It's loose out the back here. The All Blacks scramble back to take the ball. And they're back inside their own 22, exactly where Beauden Barrett kicked it. Nice little net gain. Told to use it now. Ratama's got it at the back. Sets up the box kick. Looking for touch. And he finds touch 10 short of halfway. Again, no love from the touchy. With the distance for Ratama and the box kicks. Scan says, what about them Aussies team against South Africa? It's the talk of the town at the moment. The Wallabies, big comeback against the Springboks. Argentina take the line out. 40 meters out from the line in midfield. Garcia goes in and digs it out. Gives it to Rubiolo. Garcia goes again. Forward pass on the inside there, surely. I'm waiting for the call. Devo Reese is in over the top of it. They clean him out. Trevor Leary, ahoy, mate. Nice ball. Opens them up in midfield for Oviedo. Offloads back to Albanos. Here come Argentina now. Probably their best set-piece play all game. Patera, 15 out in midfield. Still there for the home side. Big opportunity now. Montoya with the pick and go. 10 meters out, just to the left of the post. Malia goes out the back for Albanos. Loose pass. Argentina have to scramble back now. They leave it behind. And the referee says no advantage. Will come all the way back. He was playing advantage for a knock-on against the All Blacks. And Argentina will get another scrum down here. Trevor Leary says that the Springboks played 100% accurate rugby for the first 20 minutes and then somebody flicked a switch. Well, I still reckon they just got complacent. Anyways, Trevor, we see it in rugby league, we see it in rugby union. When you lose momentum in a contest, it's very hard to get it back. And I just wonder if they just completely switched off and thought it's just going to be easy. We don't even have to try anymore, essentially. It's just going to happen because it felt like it just happened for them so easily in that opening 15 minutes. They might have just gone completely to sleep. As the first ring of changes here for the All Blacks, Cody Taylor's off, Fletcher Newell's off, and Cortez Ratama is off. So Finley Christie will be on. Takiaho will be on. And I guess Ollie Norris, perhaps. Yes, it is. Ollie Norris on for Ethan de Groot. They've rolled out the changes here. Scotty Razor going to the bench. Scrum down here for Argentina. Still no D-Mac. Damien McKenzie still there on the bench. The scrum sets. 22 out, right in front of the post. Here goes Garcia. The double pump for Albanos. Beats the first tackle of Finley Christie. Albanos goes straight through. Oh, what a poor effort from Finley Christie, who's just come onto the field. And he misses his first up tackle. Argentina strike. Thomas Albanos. (31-15) with the kick to come. And this will not make for a pretty replay. I'm pretty sure it was just Finley Christie. I hope I'm not throwing him under the bus unjustly. He's only just entered the fray, and that was a really poor effort. I'll need to see it on the replay as Albanos converts his own try from right in front. It's 31 points to 17. Here's the replay. Finley Christie lurking beside the scrum, and it was just a lazy arm. Geordie Barrett was bad as well. Albanos with the try and the conversion. 31-17. 51 and a half gone. Geordie Barrett took it personally because he claims the restart. Sevu Reece now down the right edge. Barrett goes into scrum half. Gives it off to Bowden in midfield. Now Will Jordan thinks about throwing the long ball, but straightens. Christie with a lot to make up for as well. Geordie, cut out pass now for Reece. Steps back in field. Well defended here from Argentina. The crash ball. Fabian Holland it was. Tupovai now. Christie organising the troops. Infield for Takiaho now. Big defense from Argentina in the midfield. 5 phases and dealing off. Going over the ruck, off their feet. Ollie Norris. And I've got to say, the substitutes are the guilty parties at the moment. Geordie Barrett as well in the lead up to that last try. But Finley Christie and now Ollie Norris just a little bit flat coming in off the bench. Argentina fine touch up towards halfway off the back of that penalty. Junior Ryder says, did you see that line-out move the Springboks did midfield? What was that? That was bizarre. That was truly bizarre. Yeah, for those that might not have seen it, Springboks did a line-out lift in midfield in open play. I couldn't believe what I was witnessing. And I have absolutely no idea. In all honesty, I can't even begin to speculate what it was supposed to achieve other than just confusion. Maybe it was just meant to be a trick play, create confusion amongst the defenders and get them to stand a little flat-footed because they didn't know how to respond. I don't know. That made no sense to me whatsoever. As Argentina off the back of this line-out. Garcia with the box kick. Bowden Barrett comes forward and takes it well. Lays it back now for Christie. To Cariffi. Cariffi rumbles it up to the 40. Still there for the All Blacks. Told to use it. Christie with the box kick. Sends it just inside Argentina's territory. Taken by Albanos, who's been strong tonight. The fly half, Thomas Albanos. Solid little player. Ned Nolan, ahoy mate. This is on Stan Sport in Australia as Argentina get another penalty now at ruck time. Ill discipline creeping into the All Blacks here. Argentina starting to get a little bit of a roll on. (31-17). This certainly is not beyond the realms of possibility. A converted try makes it 31-24. And then suddenly it's game back on. Well and truly. Now, I think there's some TMO involvement. He's okay. Referee's giving it the all clear. Argentina finding touch inside the 22. Here they come. Deb Watson says, not sure I'd fancy a head clash with Artie. To be honest, I'm not sure I'd fancy a head clash with most of the players out there. If I had to choose, as Severis comes off the field, if I had to choose, you'd probably pick like a Finley Christie or a Damien McKenzie or somebody, right? Choose one of the little fellas. Argentina secure the line out. Rolling maul is set. Not making a lot of meters here, though. Garcia has it at the back. The scrum half releases it into midfield. Chocoberas out the back to Albanos. Garcia loops around to the right there with Delgay. Staying on the short side. Chocobaras again carries to the 22. Back in field they come. Matera rocked in the tackle. Cariffi tries to burrow in, but the ball was not there. It's still here as Gonzalez now in front of the post, 25 out. Out the back it goes. The number 13, Cinti. Lays it back for Garcia. Short ball for Albanos. Albanos loses it. And it'll be a scrum down here to the All Blacks. Scrappy old game here at the as we approach the back end of the contest. Junior Rider says All Blacks haven't hit the heights of the Steve Hansen era. Mind you, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, some generational players during that Steve Hansen era, right? I don't know that we'll ever see anybody reach the heights of that team when they were on song. Some generational names. Very hard to replace. I will say, though, like, in my opinion, they're slowly but surely getting there, but I was surprised that Scotty Razor didn't really put the sweepers through the team that Fozzie had built. Ian Foster probably built one of the worst recent All Black teams. And I'm surprised that Razor didn't put the cleaners through what Fozzie built and implement his own. He's starting to do that now as Argentina get a penalty here for dragging the scrum down. And I tell you what, we had just said momentum. It's so hard to wrestle back once you've lost it. And Argentina are carrying all the momentum here. Finding touch 10 meters out. "57 minutes gone, almost 58. Approaching the final quarter of the match. 31-17. Big line out this one. Big line out. Deb Watson says need Ma'anono back. What a beast. Ma'anono. What a beast he developed into. As Argentina get a free kick, the All Blacks close off the space. They tap and go quickly. Matera charges into contact. They're half a meter out. Penalty for Argentina. And they want a yellow card. They get a yellow card. The All Blacks are now down a man. I didn't see a number. I'm not sure who it was just yet. But the referee went straight to the pocket. And the All Blacks, Billy Proctor to the bin. And Argentina have immediately called for a scrum. 31-17. 22 minutes left in the contest. 5 meters scrum. Here come Argentina. Are we about to see another upset? Big moment in the game. Big moment. Argentina looking for their third try. Big scrum. 5 meters out on the attack. It sets. Garcia feeds. Stalemate here at scrum time. Garcia told to use it. He spills it. It's gone backwards, though, says the referee. Knocked back, play on. And it comes off the foot over to the All Black side. And they've dodged a massive bullet here. Finley Christie sends it out for Carriffy. Carriffy drives it forward another few meters. Solid clean out. Christie sends it back into the end goal for Barrett to clear. Gets a lot of height on it, but not a whole lot of distance. It goes into touch. They're still inside the red zone, though. Still inside their own red zone. Argentina will have the line-out throw. But they just missed an almighty opportunity here, Argentina. E. Pryor, ahoy, mate. Still 20 minutes to go in this one. Argentina go over the top, and it's taken by Matera. Driving forward, 15 meters out. Garcia, up for Montoya. Albonoz in midfield. Thank you very much for the 3 jelly snakes, E. Pryor. Back into midfield. Alviano carries forward. They're 10 meters out here, Argentina. Garcia has a snipe around the ruck. Penalty advantage as he catches them offside. Petty, 5 out. Penalty advantage here for Argentina. Keeping it in tight. All Blacks calling for support over on the short side. They need more defenders to fill in some gaps. Argentina, they've got the penalty advantage. Now they release it. Albanos with the kick pass out wide. Looking for Cinti, who catches it. Pops it back in field. Knocked backwards. Let's play on. Del Guy. Oh, now the call comes from the assistant referee. Knock on. So we come all the way back for the penalty. Right out in front. Argentina still on the attack. Do they call a scrum again? Penalty 10 meters out, right in front. Do they go scrum once again? They do. They have once again called for the scrum. No, they're going to tap. My bad. They're going to tap and go. Looked like it was a scrum. Chocoberes steps up. Takes the hit up. 5 meters out now, Argentina. Garcia down this left edge. Another penalty advantage. Oh, they could lose another one very, very soon, the All Blacks. Matera breaks away. Just to the left of the post. Here goes Montoya. Trying to burrow under. They're so close now. Millimeters away from the line. The pick and go will surely be the option. No, it goes out the back. Cut out pass out wide to the left. Cinti steps back in field. The All Blacks scramble well and hold him up half a meter out. Still penalty advantage. Desperate defense here from the All Blacks. The Argentina go back to keeping it in tight. Wrap around here for Albanos. They must have numbers here. They've got space. Del Guy steps back in field, and what a try saver there from the All Blacks. Garcia with the pick and go. It's still on here. Tui Pelotu with an almighty try saver. And darting from the back of the ruck, is Oviado, who reaches out over the top of the defense and plants it down. Argentina have potentially got their try. Odd Poppet, thank you so much for the super chat over there on the YouTube. Thank you very much, mate. Oviado here using the post to great effect over the top of Finley Christie. I mean, it was a mismatch. I can't really blame Finley Christie for this one. Try stands. 31 points to 22. The kick to come from right in front. Still 5 minutes left in the bin for Billy Proctor. 63 minutes gone. Oh, it's game on. They couldn't possibly, could they? Argentina. Can you imagine if we finish week 1 of the Rugby Championship, the Wallabies on top of the table, Argentina in second place, with the All Blacks and the Springboks rounding out the table? Unbelievable scenes it would be. 31 points to 24. We have got a bloody game on our hands here. Blair, 420. Ahoy, mate. Deb Watson says Wallabies surely have a bit of advantage this time with them having the Lions tests. Certainly a good build-up for them. That's for sure. All Blacks get us back underway. Argentina clear. Up towards halfway. Where 420, thank you very much for the heart me over there on the TikTok. Oh boy. This game, this opening round of Rugby Championship action. Damien McKenzie's on. I didn't quite see who he came on for. He probably came on for Sevu Reece. Sevu Reece left the field quite some time ago now, actually, as the All Blacks set up the rolling maul. Jordan tucks it under the shoulder and carries. Junior Ryder says they were talking about expanding the Rugby Championship to include Japan and Fiji. Yeah, I could see that. I don't know how it would work exactly, but I could see it. I think the 4 nations are solid enough now and competitive enough that it could warrant bringing somebody new in. Argentina in over the top of this one, but that's not a clear release. Penalty advantage to the All Blacks. Jordan with another carry, and the referee blows the whistle. Penalty to the All Blacks now. With 2 minutes left in the bin, they slow it down here surely and have a crack at 3. There's 2 minutes left in the bin for Billy Proctor. This will wind the clock down whether he kicks it or not. They're going to put it into the corner. I can't believe it. I cannot believe what I'm witnessing. They've put it into the corner. Ten meters out, the line-out throw for the All Blacks. I can't believe this decision, but if they score a try, it'll be a glorious call. Takiaho with the throw, goes to the middle, taken uncontested, and the rolling maul is set. Takiaho has it at the back. 10 meters out, they still rumble forward. Argentina fall over the top of themselves. And it's still there for Takiaho at the back. It goes to ground now, 5 meters out. Christie sends it out to Ollie Norris. Argentina in over the top. Off feet, says the referee. I'm not sure about that. Penalty advantage to New Zealand. Christie goes left for Karifi. Still playing penalty advantage. Short ball for Takiaho. Staying on the left. Barrett with the cutout pass for McKenzie. Steps back in field. Argentina are up quickly on him. Christie with the crash ball here for Tosi. Lost the ball in contact here. We come back for the penalty. Now, do they take the 3? 31-24. This one's much closer to the post. 15 seconds left in the bin for Billy Proctor. This one much, much closer. It's a gift 3-pointer if they want it. They're putting it into touch again. 5 seconds left in the bin for Proctor. The only thing I can think of here is they know they've got a 7-point buffer. So they're not at risk of giving up a clean lead off one converted try. It's been a long time between drinks down this end of the field. Let's stay down here while we're here and try and get maximum points. That's the only thought process that I can think as to these decisions. As Takiaho throws to the middle, they secure the ball. The rolling maul looked very good last time. Takiaho controls it at the back. Christie wants the troops in. Takiaho breaks away and scores the try. Samasoni Takiaho. What a try. It makes the call to go to touch, a great one. And that deflates the home crowd. 36-24. All Blacks leading. Well, it's turned out to be a masterstroke. All I can think of is it had been so long between drinks down this end of the field. They elected to just stay down here while they've got the opportunity and walk away with maximum points. It's turned out to be a great call, executed to perfection. As Barrett, 5 from 5 tonight. And this one hits the upright and bounces away. 36-24, 10 minutes to play. Quick break. I'll be right back. Argentina back in possession. Odd Poppet says, I was waiting for the Kiwis to get the run, though. They do good at that. Junior Ryder says, doing those risky calls is 50-50. And it worked out for them on this occasion. The All Blacks leading by 12. 10 minutes left to play. Argentina spill it. Knock-on advantage. Beauden Barrett, they're going to have a run here. Anton Leonard-Brown kicks in behind, taken on the 22 by Argentina. A Falcon. Straight into the face of Will Jordan. And over the sideline. Wayne Stretch, ahoy mate. Blair 420 says, why don't you sit down? I swear you're always standing. I was talking about this at the top of the stream, actually, Blair, because Scotty Razor Robertson, the All Blacks coach, it was only like 30 seconds into the game, and he was already up out of his seat, standing in the coach's box. And I commented and said the same thing. I'm like, pretty early, Scotty. Have a sit down, mate. But then I thought, hang on, I like a good stand as well. No, well, see, the thing is, Blair, I've got lower back problems. I've got a really, really bad lower back, and there's not a seat in the world that I find comfortable. So that's basically the reason for it. My back hurts too much if I sit down. Argentina now back in possession. 8 minutes left to play. The box kick is sent up and into touch on the full. And it's just starting to fall apart a little bit here for Argentina. Junior Ryder says, do you do Premier League on your channel? We're looking to expand into other things. I mean, ultimately, the channel started with Rugby Union. We branched out into the NRL, Rugby League. I've started looking at English Super League, but the time zone's obviously painful for me. But we are looking at doing other things now that this is what I do full time. We also do Formula One, and we have a fortnightly wrestling show. As Barrett chips in over the top, bounces just inside the field of play and into touch. Nice little kick there from Beauden Barrett. All Blacks now just controlling territory. They were playing advantage. Back for the penalty here to the All Blacks. Odd Poppet says back issues ain't a joke. Absolutely, mate. What is it that you've got there? You've got Sciatica. Sciatica. Sounds like a horror movie, to be honest. Drives me crazy. Can never get comfy. I wonder if that's what I've got. Because I have that same problem. If I'm sitting down or laying down, it's even hard for me to lay down and go to sleep. Because the back starts to get a bit twitchy. Line out successful here for the All Blacks. The rolling maul is set again. They power over the line. Takiaho gets another. Samasoni Takiaho. And the All Blacks pull away again here at the back end of the game. 6 minutes left to play. A second try from... Of course they score tries now from the rolling mauls. That Cody Taylor's off the field. Unbelievable. I put Cody Taylor in my same game multi for his try scoring prowess off the back. What did I say? Prowess. Hang on.
Me fail English? That's impossible.
I had Cody Taylor in there for his try scoring prowess off the back of the rolling maul. He leaves the field. Takiaho comes up with 2. Beauden Barrett pushes this one past the near upright. 41 points to 24 it remains. 5 minutes to play. So the All Blacks now with this lead. What is this lead now? The All Blacks on for and against might just be on top of the table. That's what it could be. They should go to the top of the table based on this for and against. Odd Popper, that was Ralph from The Simpsons. Argentina with the line-out throw. It goes over the back. Sits up for the All Blacks. Rico Ioane, who's been relatively quiet tonight. Christie goes out the back for Barrett. Chips it in over the top. Leonard Brown chasing through. And a penalty to Argentina as Leonard Brown leaves his feet. They tap and go quick, but referee calls it back. Not on the mark. Four minutes left to play. 41-24. The All Blacks are home now. It's just a matter of by how much. Argentina finding touch just outside the 22. Three and a half minutes left to play. Ruiz with the throw, goes to the front. Popped back immediately for Argentina. Nice wrap around there for Albanos. Now they've got space out wide to the right. Malia steps back in field, gives the offload away. 5 meters out here. Argentina slow to get this ball out because hands are on it. And the All Blacks secure the turnover. Will Jordan. And the referee wants to have a look here. Potential foul play. Going all the way back. The All Blacks doing all that hard work to win the turnover. But the referee wants to have a look. Odd Poppet says Simpsons, Officer Wiggum's son. That's the one, Odd Poppet. Oh, and that's what we're looking at. Anton Leonard Brown has cleaned up one of the Argentinian attackers, the decoy runner. Taking him out without the ball. They'll come back for the penalty here to Argentina. But I think just a penalty. Although we have seen them crack down on head-on-head contact. Leonard Brown goes in a little upright. I would say just a penalty here. Kylie and Kylan as a Kiwi, props to the Wallabies. 100%. What a comeback from the Wallabies earlier tonight, and it is going to be a yellow card. Well, head-on-head contact, and also saying no arms. A consolation try here would wrestle the number one spot away from the All Blacks and give it to the Wallabies. Their 16-point margin. The All Blacks just have it at the moment. 3 minutes left to play. 41-24. What are they going to do here? Argentina surely put it into the corner. They wouldn't seriously take the three, would they? No, they were just waiting for the referee to officially call the penalty. Albanos finding touch 5 meters out. Two and a half minutes left to go. Consolation try here for the Argentina, perhaps. Odd Poppet. Ruiz throws to the middle. All Blacks get up and spoil, and they come down with the ball. Finley Christie told to use it at the back. Sets up the box kick, and he plugs it into touch. Not a lot of distance on it, but it does get them a little bit of a reprieve with 2 minutes left to play. (41-24). Argentina go again. Ruiz to the middle. Again, the All Blacks look to spoil. They do, but they lose the ball into touch. And Argentina, do they want the knock on? Do they want the line out? Given the past couple of lineouts, they might not want it. They'd surely take the scrum. No, they're going to go line outs. Well, they just lost their last two lineouts. Third time lucky, perhaps, is what they're thinking. Ruiz goes to the back this time. The All Blacks spoil again, and it's been stolen away by Tui Pelotu. All Blacks told to use it just inside their 22. Christie sets up another ruck. Barrett controlling it from the back. Said one more. Staying down the short side. They just want to run the clock down now. Inside the last minute. .30 seconds to go. Oh, catch later, Blair, 420. Thanks again for the heart me. And you have yourself a good day too. Finley Christie with it at the back. And they're just going to wind the clock down here. The All Blacks, nothing fancy incoming now. Argentina managed to hold them up temporarily. Artie Sarvea gets it to ground. Rico Ioane goes in to fill in at scrum half. Delays the pass back for Barrett, but the ball was out. He had both hands on it. Siren sounds in the background. And this will be the final play. Christie sends it back for Geordie Barrett, who kicks it into the corner post. And that will be full time. 41 points to 24. And the All Blacks, by 1 point, will be on top of the table. UFC, ahoy, mate. G over on TikTok. Appreciate the solid commentary on the road and can't watch, but you've saved me big time. Cheers, G, over on the TikTok. But 41 points to 24, a bonus point victory and a 17-point margin just ahead of the Wallabies' bonus point 16-point margin. Week 1 of the Rugby Championship done and dusted. The Wallabies with the upset of all upsets over the Springboks and the All Blacks. They had to fight for it to the very end, but got themselves a comfortable victory over Argentina in Argentina. A great start to the Rugby Championship. Looking forward to see what next week brings. I mean, we are straight back into the action next week, I'm pretty sure, as the rematches commence. I will confirm that, though. I'm pretty sure they back up again. See. We'll scroll through there. 24th. Yes, we go again. Very nice. Raphael Kibblewhite. Cheers, mate. Thanks for hanging out. Kylie and Kylan, thanks for hanging out over there on the TikTok. Cheers. See you next time. Odd Poppet says Wallabies can't be upset after the comeback they pulled earlier against the Springboks. Absolutely not. Yeah, they certainly won't be upset. They would have loved, I'm sure, to have been on top of the table. I mean, a for and against advantage in a game against the Springboks when your opposition are taking on Argentina. No offense to Argentina. No offense intended. But that would have been a bonus for the Wallabies, is what I'm suggesting. And to have only missed out by 1 point, they'll obviously be very happy just to have taken the win first and foremost. But if it comes to splitting the two teams and for and against plays a factor, I mean, that would have been a solid bonus for them if they managed to get it. To have just been the 1 point off, that is frustrating. UFC, yes, I had a couple of... I'm a big advocate for power naps, UFC. So the NRL finishes, say the NRL finished around 9:30. I knew that the rugby was going to start at 1 a.m., so I had myself a couple of hours power nap. And then the first game of rugby finished at 3 a.m. This game didn't start till 7. A couple of hours power nap. I mean, that's how you do it. Galino 909, ahoy, mates. Did we hear that the Broncos won over the Dolphins? Yes, we did. We were covering the game here on the channel. So not only did we hear it, we saw it with our own eyes. That's exactly right, UFC. I didn't want to say that myself, but since somebody else has brought it up, I have heard that as well. Yes, because I didn't want to make it sound like I was calling myself super successful. You know what I mean? You got to be careful. You got to be so careful these days with what you say, don't you? So. Pablo says, scrappy win by the boys, but a win's a win. 100% right, Pablo. Mr. Mullet says, up the Wallabies. Galino shouted all over the house. The Broncos victory. A big victory for the Broncos, NRL. Not as big as that victory from the Wallabies earlier today. That was such a great moment to be part of. It really was. It was a good lot of fun to call. You love to see a good fight back. big fight back it was from the Wallabies earlier tonight. Yes, and this one, though, the All Blacks, they certainly didn't have it all their own way. But ultimately, they got the job done. UFC, is this the last stream for the weekend? I'm pretty much depends how I feel. I mean, I'll be doing an Intoxigamer stream later on tonight. But in terms of sports, possibly. I mean, I could not stand here with a straight face and say that I'm interested in the slightest in the Cowboys Knights game. I think I'm not that good a liar. So I don't think anyone would buy into that. But I do have an interest in the Tigers Manly game. So if I'm up and about, if I've managed to sneak in a power nap between now and then, I will consider the Tigers Manly game. But outside of that, yes, it is quite possibly the last of the sports streams this weekend. Possibly. Odd Poppet says the bunnies eating them eels is the highlight of my day. One step further away from the wooden spoon. Yep, and a buy in hand as well, Odd Poppet. Don't forget about that. I think they're well and truly safe. Your bunnies. Well and truly in the clear now, I would say. Reed Nichols says, go All Blacks. Good. Cool. What a game it was. Emmanuel Vincent says, what was the issue with the mic? There wasn't one, mate. That's what was so bizarre about it. There wasn't one. It was only, there was no issue with the mic at all. I used the same mic through all the audio feeds. Michelle could still hear me. TikTok could still hear me. It was only on YouTube. It was so bizarre. But anyway, I've got a backup, actually. It did kind of force me to set up a backup microphone. Should it ever happen again, I just need to switch the mixer that it's running through and the input that it's running through. Actually, I should try it out now. I should do a live test run of it. So, should anything happen, I'm going to mute myself here for a moment. So, should anything happen, and for some reason, the audio on YouTube just switch over to the backup mic. And that should theoretically be working. So in an emergency, obviously the audio quality will not be anywhere near as good. And I switch back to the main mic. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know if that worked or not. I'll have to watch that back later. But yeah, that was just a little example. So in future, if it cuts out, I just have to switch the audio channel over and we've got a backup. Nowhere near as clean and crisp, but at least it's there. Should that happen again. But look, I have been streaming in some capacity for about 8 years or more. That has never happened, ever. It was just one of those once in a lifetime, hopefully, fingers crossed, one of those once in a lifetime oddities that sometimes just happens with no explanation. And yeah, I mean, there was nothing wrong. Nothing at all wrong from this end. As I said, they could still hear me on TikTok, but we wrestled our way through it. It is what it is. We fought our way through. Because if you remember, I wasn't even in the room when it happened. I wasn't even in the room. I'd left. I'd gone to have a toilet break, and I came back in. Nothing was touched. And when I came back in, it's just like the YouTube chat just blew up. Like, your mic's off, your mic's off. So I look down at my mixer. I'm like, no, my mic's not off. I look up at the OBS feed, and I'm like, no, the mic's working. I started to feel like you were just messing with me in the YouTube chat. Like it was April Fool's Day or something. Let's make fun of Dan in the YouTube chat. Make him think his microphone's off. But yeah, truly bizarre. Anyway, one of those odd things that, like I said, I've been streaming in some capacity, whether it be my gaming channel or whether it be Wasted Water Sports. I've been streaming in some capacity for over 8 years. That's never happened, ever. And hopefully it never happens again. 41 points to 24. The All Blacks have got the win. Week 1 of the Rugby Championships, done and dusted. The Wallabies 38-22 over the Springboks. All Blacks 41-24 over Argentina. And that is week 1 in the books. So now we look forward to round 2 and we get the rematches. The teams go again. Actually, let's look at the schedule because it is a little bit of an odd setup for the Rugby Championship. I mean, odd based on what we know from other competition formats. Because you anticipate from other competition round-robin formats that you play one team, you then move on to the next before you loop back around. But the fixtures here, I'll just bring them up. Fixtures for the Rugby Championship. So round 1, South Africa versus Australia in South Africa. Argentina, All Blacks in Argentina. Round 2, South Africa and Australia in a rematch next weekend. Argentina, New Zealand, rematch next weekend. Round 3, Australia. They switch. Australia go over to Argentina and South Africa come to New Zealand. And then round 4, the exact same happens again. But Argentina come to Australia and South Africa are staying in New Zealand. And round 5, New Zealand head over to Australia, South Africa to Argentina. Round 6, Australia and New Zealand again. Argentina, South Africa. So, see what I mean? It's joined up. They don't rotate. Dung Beetle says Jermaine Osako still hasn't had a good play the ball. Oh, Jermaine Osako. Unbelievable the other night. Those bloody play the balls. Crazy stuff. Seems like such a simple thing to get right, but so many of them get it wrong. Pretty wild. All right, Western World of Sports. Round 1 of the Rugby Championship. Done and dusted. All Blacks on top of the table. Australia just 1 point behind on for and against. In second place. South Africa and Argentina rounded out in third and fourth. Let's have a look on the YouTube. Who is our MVP of the game? Well, it's Odd Poppet. Odd Poppet. Clear on top with 250 points. Dan Jam in second. Not Dan Jam, sorry. Dan 6980 on 150 points. And Geordie Aussie. Clear third spot there. There we go. Well, how can I say no to the MVP of the stream, who wants to hear that music. TikTok, I will jump off now. Thanks for being with us. 41-24. Blacks get the job. I'll catch you guys next time on TikTok, YouTube, Twitch. Cheers. Have a good night, everybody. Odd Poppet. This one for you once I load it up. And I'll catch you guys next time. Until then, cheers.
Welcome to the wasted world of sports, where the game's just a backdrop for drunken retorts. Rugby league or union, it's all fair play, but it's the banter that steals the show. Hey, 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 hey. Ahoy, we're here to make some noise. It's all about the laughs, the fun, and the joys. Join us in our world, where the banter is prime. Wasted world of sports, we're having a good time. Scrums and tries, they're all well and good, but we're here for the jokes and 10 pants less from the kickoff to the final whistles blow. We'll take the 2 and we're ready to go. Ahoy, we're here to make some noise. It's all about the laughs, the fun, and the joys. Join us in our world, where the banter is prime. Wasted world of sports, we're having a good time. We break down the plays, but it's all in jest. With the laugh and the cheer, we bring out our best. No serious analysis, no expert critiques, just a bunch of mates sharing plenty of drinks. We'll raise a low, from sideline jokes to post-match tales, all the big goofs and their big fails. We're not so serious, and that's our style. With each ahoy, we raise our skies. Ahoy, ahoy, we're here to make some noise. It's all about the laughs, the fun, and the joys. Join us in our world, where the banter is prime. Wasted world of sports, we're having a good time. So come along and join our sporty crew, where the banter's always fresh and the laughs are true. Oh, wasted world of sports, here's to our cheer. We'll see you on the pitch and drink some beer.